Ready to go!
Alrighty, morning guys. Day one of this experiment with the back pressure. It's like 8 AM here, and I'm going to kick it off with the first lift. It's going to be the high attachment, easy grip, with a strict start. Alright, let's do it. 20 kilos. $35 kilos. $45 kilos. I actually find this very strict, easy grip quite difficult. Not easy at all. Anyway, 45 kilos. Alright, 50 kilos. Alright, 9 AM now, second lift, high attachment, easy grip, but not strict. At 40 kilos. $45. $50. No, 55. Yeah. That's 60. $62.5. So I'm trying to set, I'm going to work this out. I'm trying to set the length so I can't do a drag to a significant capacity without my elbow coming off the back of the pad. And for this, I want to make sure my elbow stays on the pad. So you can see there that I got, so if I, down here, I could clearly drag it off, but my elbow's at the back. So there was a degree of drag there for sure, but my elbow did stay on the pad, so I'm kind of happy. I might extend it just a touch this way, just to give me less drag room and make it more bicep. I'll do this one again. Alright, so very little room to drag now. Although, like I was saying, I am happy with some degree of drag, because we're just trying to replicate arm wrestling here. I know that that's not a pure back pressure, there's drag involved. Okay, that's call that. Alright, so pronation grip this time. 20 kilos to warm up. Alright, up we go. Alright, 40 kilos. $50 kilos. $52.5. $55 kilos. Alrighty, 11 a.m. we're going to do the supinated grip, so we're just putting our thumb through strap runs palm side of the hand. This is going to be the weakest of the movements, but 20 kilos to start already feels. This one always somehow gets your elbow really good. This is the European hook. Oh, this is going to get flattened out real quick. Alright, we're at 30 kilos now. Said adding supination in really changes this one, but so here we go. 30 kilos. 40 kilos. And just a couple of this is all thoughts that are just happening as I'm going. You guys would have seen me previously do supination based European hooking where I take it all the way from strict here, trying to actually touch my left shoulder, and I think I had a limit of like 27 kilos being able to strict do that. That's not what we're doing here. We're still just bicep raw back pressure. It's just with the supinated grip, so naturally with it running palm side, it's trying to turn me to have my palm away. I'm just trying to see my palm just ever so slightly, and the direction of the lift is kind of across my body as opposed to it being in a top roll direction. I'm trying to cut through my opponent's line. So this is going to be the weakest lift for sure. 40 kilos here. Okay. Yeah, almost like, yeah, I felt like again, this is one just the notes. If I just went straight and let my palm kind of go away, I could lift it, but trying to see your palm, I'm going to put that down as a fail. Alright, so 2 p.m. now. We have changed the setup. We've got the low attachment, doubled the strap, the soft loop up so that it's positioned well. Same rule, elbow must stay on the pad. Okay, 20 kilos, strict start, easy grip. All right. 35 kilos. Alright guys, 45 kilos now. We're at 50 kilos. Fail. Alright guys, 3 p.m. in the afternoon now. Low attachment, easy grip, non-strict start, so any position that I would want my body in. 20 kilos. 35 kilos. All right, 45 kilos. $50 kilos. Right, 55 kilos. Nope. How's he get down? All right, we're at 4 p.m. now. Pronation time with the low attachment. 20 kilos to start. $35. $45. You go, guys. 50 kilos now. $52.5. Fail. Alrighty guys, 5 p.m. here now, and final 1 rep max session of the day. Supinated thumb loop, low attachment, strict start. Oh, this is the, I shouldn't end on this one. This one's always painful. Anyway, 20 kilos. Oh, crunchy, crunchy. Warming this one up good because it's sore. Alright, up we go. Alright, 30 kilos now. Oh, it's painful. Hard. Alright, I think this is going to be the last lift of the day, 35 kilos. Based on how hard that 30 felt, I think this is going to be the failure point. Alright, here we go. Yep, I'm right. She ain't coming off the ground. Alright, done. Alrighty guys, day 1 is completed. Let me bring up my notes so I can refer back to them. But very interesting day all round. Not as painful as I think even I thought it was going to be. That last lift, I don't know if you could tell, but that last lift was painful. For me, always the supinated grip seems to send a throb through my elbow, even at the best of times. So I think that it was always going to be something that was going to be pretty painful. Sorry, I'm still trying to get up my notes here at the moment. All right, so the notes for today. The overall feeling was it was good. It was really good. A lot of people in the comments section and a couple of people I chatted to were very adamant that it was going to be way too much for my body to be able to handle. I was going to break my tissue down too much, and recovery wouldn't really be there, and injury prone. Having gone through those 8 1-rep max sessions today, I would say that I feel after day 1 that it was less tax on my elbow than I've previously done in other workouts. I've really bashed my elbows and the connections there quite significantly in the past, and I would say that I feel like I'm honestly quite conditioned. Everything that Todd Hutchins has had me do in my routines over the last sort of 10 months has been pretty hard, and I do believe that this is just a variation of the same degree of workload that I've always been doing anyway. So I feel pretty good about it, and I'm excited to see if this new programming and periodization and load bearing that my elbow is receiving, I'm really interested to see how it comes about in terms of results. A couple of points of note were my 1-rep maxes. You'll see they were very calm, very casual. I only did, as soon as I failed once, I called it. I didn't continue on and make 3 attempts and try to psych up and go crazy. As soon as I had one failed lift, that was it. So the level of intensity was a step down. And that's a deliberate thing, again, just to try to be sensible, prevent the injuries from happening, and stay within a realm of not overtraining those tendons. Some other really interesting points, looking at the stats from today. The high attachment was definitely stronger than the low attachment. I had a high attachment lift with my biggest lift of the day was the high attachment easy grip non-strict. I had a 60 kilo lift on that with a failure at 62.5. And my next highest lift was again, high attachment pronated grip with a 52.5 kilo lift and a 55 kilo fail. So interesting that the high attachment was the stronger out of the two, out of high and low. And then the low attachment, good numbers, pretty similar shape in the numbers, but most interesting I find out of all of the data from today is that my pronated grip is stronger than my straight grip. So the easy grip, the straight back pressure, the hammer curl, I thought that was going to be my strongest, but pronated grip is very clearly my strongest. If we compare the pronated grip to the strict straight grip, from the high attachment we had a 45 kilo success versus a 52.5 kilo success, and on the low grip we had a strict, again, only 45 kilos, and pronated grip we had 50 kilos success. So interesting stuff. I think that it clearly shows me that pronation's a weapon of mine, and never during any of those lifts did my pronation feel like it was actually going to cave. It was always just my bicep was giving way. Pronation, I always felt, was my weapon when I came to the sport from the background of tennis. The tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of heavy topspin forehands that I hit really did make my pronation feel great, and it translated really well to the arm wrestling arena. So that is kind of that. So all in all, guys, day 1, I am sore, not overly, but I am sore. My elbow is sore. I was tired after having done 6 sessions with 2 to go. I felt kind of sleepy. I felt kind of tired, and numbers were still okay in those last ones, but they were pretty tired. The supinated grip, I feel, is going to be really hard to progress. Just adding that supination just seems to just flatten it out. Now, the thing is about that supinated grip, I can just like lift it and let my hand waver and just use bicep. But if I feel my palm being turned out and flattened out like that, I'm canceling the lift. I'm trying to see my palm slightly as I'm doing it. So it is the weakest of the movements by a long way. But I feel like that one is going to be a real indicator. When we start to see that one taking steps up, I feel that's going to be a really big indicator to my overall back pressure. And hopefully that translates to the table as well, because that's ultimately what we're doing. But anyway, guys, day one done. Thank you for tuning in and checking out this vlog. It is going to be a fascinating few weeks. I'm going to do these videos daily. I will in 3 days time be driving back up from my parents' place up to Brisbane, so that day I won't be training. But every other day we are going to be doing this, and I can't wait to see what it does to my back pressure. And thank you for just being here, tuning in, dropping your thoughts, and especially big thanks, shout out to Timmy Turner for getting all the resources of all the famous Europeans that have done these back pressure tests on Armbets TV and compiling them in the links. So if you're wondering where that is, go back to the intro video in this playlist, and the pinned comment from Timmy Turner has all of Saplenkov's lifts. The most impressive lift in that one was Gennady Kvikvinia, I thought, at 72 kilos. Quite strict, quite form. Where Saplenkov's 84 kilos was messy as a... It's still a lift, but it was nothing like Gennady Kvikvinia's 72, in my opinion, which was probably the most impressive back pressure strict I've seen. Anyway, guys, rambling now. Thanks for tuning in. See you again tomorrow.
Yes, that's a man!